Hello students, welcome to Learner's Planet, problem solving session 2 of acids, bases and salts. In our previous session, we discussed questions related to chemical properties of acids and pH. In this session, we will be discussing few more questions about the same. Here students, these questions we have discussed, that is pH of a base dash with dilution. I explained you that with dilution the hydrogen ion concentration per moles per liter decreases. So what will happen to the pH of a base? It will increase further. This question I have discussed in details in my previous session. So its answer would be decreases with dilution. Our next question was the point at which indicator shows a color change is called end point. This question also I discussed. Now the third question, that is pH of water is dash and that of boiling water is dash. So what is this pH of water? Children, we know that water is neutral. Okay? Water is neutral, so the hydrogen ion concentration would be equal to hydroxide ion concentration. Right? So in water, what happens that H ion concentration is equal to OH minus ion concentration. Right? The ionic product of water, that is Kw is equal to the product of concentration of H plus ion and OH minus ion. Right? Now, what is this pH, children? pH is what? The negative power to which 10 must be raised in order to express H ion concentration in moles per liter. Right, children? Now in this case, pH of water is dependent on temperature. Right? So it is dependent on temperature. At 0 degrees centigrade, the pH of water is 7.5. At 25 degrees centigrade, the pH of water is 7. And at 60 degrees centigrade, the pH of water becomes 6. Right, children? So the pH of boiling water would be 6. Okay, sorry, water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. The pH at 60 degree comes out to be 6.5 and at 100 degrees it would be 6. Right, children? Now this doesn't mean that as the pH is decreasing, that is your hydrogen ion concentration is decreasing, that doesn't mean that your water will become acidic. It's not the case. Whatever is the pH, the hydrogen ion concentration in water is equal to the hydroxide ion concentration. Got my point? So as long as this concentration is equal, the substance is neutral. If the hydrogen ion concentration is less than hydroxyl ion concentration, what will be the substance, children? It would be acidic. Whereas if hydroxyl ion concentration is less than hydrogen ion, it would be again acidic. If hydroxyl ion concentration is more than hydrogen ion, then it would be what? Basic, right? So whatever is the pH of water, whether it's 7.5 or 7 or 6.5 or 6, what is the thing which is not disturbing? It is that H ion concentration is equal to OH ion concentration. Say for example, at 100 degrees centigrade, what is your pH? 6. What will be the hydrogen ion concentration, children? It would be H plus. And what will be the hydroxyl ion concentration? It would be also 6. So both the concentrations will be equal to 6. Right, students? So it would be a neutral then also. Right? Now let's take up our next question. Right. What is the pH of blood? Say children, we have got what? Blood should be acidic or neutral or basic. Blood has to be neutral. Got my point? So it has to have a neutral pH. So the pH of blood is somewhere between 7.4. Right? So the pH of blood here is 7.4. Saliva before meals. Before meals, what is the medium of your mouth? It is neutral. Right? So before meals it is 7.4. Now what will happen after meals, students? After meals, what has been done is, you have after eating carbohydrates or proteins or whatever things we are eating, the pH of mouth decreases. Getting my point? The pH of mouth decreases. The mouth becomes slightly acidic. Okay? So what will be the pH after meals? It will become slightly acidic, that is somewhere it will become 6, right? 6 to 7. I can write a range here. It may become 6 to 7.8 depending on the food we have consumed. Got my point? It may also become 5 if we are having spicy or acidic foods. Okay? Now what is the pH of a toothpaste? What should be its pH, students? Should it be acidic or alkaline? What I told you just now is that after meals the pH decreases. It may become 5 or 6. Now that acid causes the disruption or deterioration of dentine, that is your teeth, right? So in acidic medium, what happens that the dentine of the teeth crumbles or it breaks off, right? So toothpaste has to be alkaline so that the pH is resumed to neutral. Okay? So it is advisable that after every meal you should use toothpaste or mouth freshener, right? Or certain chewing gums are there, or certain mouthwashes, so that the pH of the mouth remains neutral, that is 7.4. okay? So what is the pH of a toothpaste? It is 8. Right? Now what is this, children? This is washing soda solution. Do you remember the formula of washing soda? What is it? It is Na2CO3, Na2CO3. This is soda ash, which is anhydrous, 10H2O. This is washing soda, right? Now this washing soda when dissolved in water will give what? If I'll write the reaction, that is washing soda Na2CO3 10H2O will get dissolved in water and it will form what, children? It will form 2NaOH plus of H2CO3. Got my point? And water, of course. So here what is happening? What is formed here is sodium hydroxide, which is a very strong base. Is my point clear? And this is carbonic acid, which is a weak acid, right? So what will be the pH of this solution? It will be on the alkaline side, right? So its pH is how much? It is 9. I'll write it clearly. So the pH of washing soda solution is what, children? It is 9. That is alkaline, right? That is strongly alkaline. Now we have got another thing, that is, it is a soft drink. You know what all are the constituents or components of a soft drink, or what all chemicals are used to make a soft drink? It is nothing but some essence is there, like lemon, or some flavor is there, plus the carbonic acid which is dissolved in water, right? There is carbon dioxide gas in beverages which fizzles out as soon as you open the bottle. Getting my point? So that carbon dioxide gas, from where it is coming? While packing, what is done is that carbon dioxide gas is compressed into the soda bottles or soft drink bottles. Clear? And it is sealed. Now, as soon as you remove the lid or you open the soda bottle, what happens? The pressure inside the bottle decreases. Getting my point? As soon as you are opening a bottle of beverage, what happens? The pressure inside the bottle is decreasing, as the result of which the carbon dioxide gas fizzles out. Okay? Now, that carbon dioxide gas with water will be forming what acid? Carbonic acid, right? So what should be the pH of soft drinks? It should be acidic or alkaline? It should be acidic, right? And what type of acid is H2CO3? It is a weak acid, right? So it should not be strongly acidic. So the pHs of soft drinks is around 5 to 6. Okay? It is not neutral. Remember that. That is why it is advisable not to drink too much of beverages, because it creates acidic environment in our mouth. It makes our mouth acidic, and that acid harms the teeth. Okay? Now students, our next is concentrated hydrochloric acid. Concentrated means it has got very high concentration of H ions. Your hydrochloric acid, what is the formula, students? It is HCl. This HCl dissociates to give what? H plus Cl minus ions, right? It is concentrated. What do you mean by concentrated? That it has very small amount of water in it. Is my point clear? So very small amount of water, this has got high concentration of H ions. Okay, so its pH will be around 0 to 1. I can write it here 0, right? So H ion concentration here would be, how it is written? 10 to the power minus 1, okay, or your pH is what? 10 to the power minus 1. So here the pH would be, H ion concentration is 10 to the power minus 1 and your pH would be 0 to 1. Now our next compound is ammonia. What is the formula of ammonia, students? What is it? The formula of ammonia is NH3. Right? Now if I am dissolving it in water, what it will form? This will form NH4OH. Okay. Now what is this NH4OH, children? Is it an acid or a base? It is a base. So its pH should be on the basic side. That is, it should be around 8. Okay. 8 to 9. So this will be alkaline. Why 8 to 9? Why not 14? Why not 10? Because your ammonium hydroxide is a weak base. Getting my point? Weak base means that it is not completely dissociated. When it is not completely dissociated, what is happening? The concentration of OH minus ions is less. So it is not a very strong base. That is why its pH is 8 to 9. Right, students? So this was our question. I hope it's clear to you, and I would like to suggest you that there is no need to mug up the exact values. What you need is, you just need to identify whether it is acidic or alkaline, and just you can put a range there. Like I have written here, saliva after meals, it is 6 to 7.8. Okay, so above 7.8 it would be strongly alkaline. Below 6 it would be strongly acidic, which is harmful. So you don't need to remember the exact values. You just remember about the medium, whether it should be acidic or basic. Had this blood been acidic, we wouldn't have survived, because there are many enzymes which are active at pH 7, right? There is one enzyme, that is pepsin, which is acting at pH 2, which is in our stomach. Enzymes like trypsin, chymotrypsin, which are present in intestine, they function at alkaline pH. Getting my point? So just go through once. Whenever you are getting question like this, you just try to make out what type of medium there should be. Okay, now let's move to our next question. Yeah, our question is, common salt does not conduct electricity in dry state, but it conducts electricity in molten state. Why? Now in this case, students, what is it? Common salt does not conduct electricity in dry state. Now you just recall what all are the things which carry electric current. Either the electrons carry electric current or ions carry electric current. Right, children? Now in dry state, say I have got dry NaCl. Now will this NaCl dissociate? No, it will not dissociate. Right? So this NaCl is not going to be dissociated. When it is not dissociating, what are the entities which will carry electric current? Nothing, right? But now if I have taken this molten NaCl or NaCl solution, that is in water, what will happen, children? Here NaCl will be dissociated, giving what? Na plus Cl minus ions. Now there are ions, and these ions will conduct electricity. Is my point clear? Dry HCl doesn't conduct electricity. Why? Why it doesn't conduct electricity? Again, because it is not forming ions. Okay? So, in dry state, a good conductor of electricity, I am talking about salts. They do not conduct electricity because they are not forming ions. Clear? Now moving to our next question, that is, distilled water does not conduct electricity but rainwater conducts. Why? What should be the reason behind this, children? I told you what all are the entities which are carrying electric current. Either it's electron or ions. Clear? Now in distilled water, is there any ion in distilled water? No. Whereas in rainwater contains what all things? What all things rainwater has? Your rainwater has carbonic acid. How this carbonic acid has come? Carbon dioxide of air has reacted with water and formed what? Carbonic acid. Okay? It has got small amount of sulfuric acid. Why? From where this sulfuric acid is formed? Sulfur dioxide pollution or sulfur trioxide pollution is there. These are the gases which are emitted by automobiles or industries, right? Small amount of HNO3 is also there. The gases emitted by the industries and automobiles are nitrogen dioxide, or it is also emitted by the microorganisms which fix nitrogen. Right? So all these compounds, they cleave up into ions. Right? Now you know what all ions will be formed here. H2CO3 will form what all ions? H plus and CO3 2 minus ions. Clear? H2SO4 will form H plus and SO4 2 minus ions. HNO3 will form H plus NO3 minus ions. Right? So all these ions conduct electricity. Conduct electricity. Whereas distilled water has no ions. Right? So this is not conducting electricity. Are these two questions clear? This is example of such type of questions. Any question can be given to you. Like here it is common salts, it can be given as dry HCl, dry MgCl2, dry calcium chloride, dry any compound, ammonium salt. Okay? So the answer will remain the same. That is, electrons or ions carry electric current, and in dry state they do not have any ion. Clear? Now let's move to our next question. Yeah. The question is, what is the chemical injected into the skin of a person during an ant sting? You must have experienced once that when there is an ant sting, there is a burning sensation. Okay? Now, what type of chemical is it injecting, children? It is injecting Methanoic acid. Methanoic acid. This is also called as formic acid. Right? So this is also called as what? Formic acid. This formica. Formica means ant. So this is ant's acid. Now students, can you guess what type of thing you should rub there where ant has caused sting? What type of thing you can rub as it is injecting what? Methanoic acid or acid. If you rub a base there, base is what? Washing soda you have got at your home. Even your baking powder is a base. You can just rub it at the place of sting. You'll feel relief. Okay. Now there is another question, that is a wasp sting. Wasp is another type of an insect. Okay. So in a wasp sting, it injects alkali. Right? And you know that alkali is what? It is caustic, or it burns the skin. So can you suggest me any remedy for a wasp sting? Wherever there is a wasp sting, what you can do is you can rub vinegar. Vinegar has got acetic acid. So it will give relief. Right? So these are about the ants, about the animals. They have their defense mechanism like this. Let's take up the next question. That is, why does dry litmus paper do not show color change with solution of dry HCl? I have just now told you children about the electric current or conductivity, that for electric current, for conductivity, what is required is the presence of ions. Okay, here also litmus paper, it acts only in solutions, right? Litmus paper. Now this litmus paper, what it does is it shows color change in acidic or basic medium, right? So how this color change occurs? The color change occurs by transfer of protons. Color change occurs by transfer of protons. Right? So when the litmus paper is dry, in dry litmus, what will happen? Will there be any proton? No, because protons exist in, or what are protons? Protons are H plus ions and they are formed in solutions. Right? So, in case of dry litmus, there is no proton formed. So, it won't undergo color change. Another thing here is solution of dry HCl. Now, again it is dry. So, what will happen? It will not dissociate into H plus and Cl minus ions, right? Now when there is no dissociation, there will be no proton transfer again, right? So dry litmus paper is not showing color change with solution of dry HCl, right? From where the solution word is there. So it is not giving any color change with dry HCl. Is my point clear, children? So whenever there is a dry, it will neither show a color change nor it would show electrical conductivity, right? So for this session I'll conclude. In our next problem solving session we will solve few more questions on the properties of acids and bases.